Hello, listeners. It's rare for me. Oh, wait, I did this on the last podcast. So this is the spoiler warnings. There are spoilers, and we spoil the shit out of Infinity War really hard. Like, literally everything. Like, the whole thing. The ending, all of it. That bit, oh, definitely that bit. Anyway, without further ado, it's time for the Infinity War Spectacular. You know it's going to be a good podcast when as soon as you take out the phone to start recording, Sean decides now's the time to rustle a paper bag and eat cookies. You had the whole movie, the entire 2,000-year-long movie.
He respected the movie to not rustle. He doesn't respect this podcast, though.
I don't think anyone respects this podcast. Welcome back to Hurd Ya Saw. I am joined by Sean, Shay, Racy, and EJ, and we just saw Avengers. All of them. Infinity War. So, we're going to begin, as we always do, with our one-line hot takes. I'm going to be merciful and not ask Sean, whose mouth is full of cookie right now. Also, I'm sparing you, gentle viewer, from... Racy, you did not see with us, so what was your one-line hot takes circa a couple of days ago?
I prepared this on the way in.
Nice.
Okay.
We love preparation.
For 10 years, they've been moved by Marvel. We're full of heroes and damsels. Then Thanos thinks he's cool, but he's actually a giant tool. And everybody's now in shambles. It was really bad.
That's pretty good. That's probably the best poetry we've had on the show.
Yeah.
Thus far.
I like my first one. I like my first one.
Indeed. That's it, guys. The bar has been set for impromptu poetry. EJ, what did you make of Infinity War?
I look forward to recapping this.
We're going to try, gentle viewer. Oh, by the way, just in case you didn't read the text under the podcast or listen to my intro, which presumably will have me going, oh, it's the spoilers song or something. There will be fucking spoilers for days, and I know that there's a whole culture around don't spoil Infinity War. But honestly, if you read the comics, it's not very surprising. Shay, your one-line hot take.
I said it during the credits. Chris Pratt has the goddamn best agent.
Hardest working agent in Hollywood.
Hardest working agent in Hollywood, Chris Pratt.
Most impressive. Sean, is your mouth clear?
Yes.
Okay. Give us the goods.
I'm looking forward to seeing how they're going to retcon themselves out of this.
Well, it won't be a retcon. For my one-line hot take, I'm just gonna go. Yeah, it was all right. This is the thing. It was all right. It was what I expected it to be. Yeah, it's there. So, EJ, as this is a team-up movie.
I'd love to try to do this alone.
No, please.
Yeah, you're gonna try. You're gonna
And
try.
I'd like to request that no one tries to jump in.
Okay.
Let them finish.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna move the
I'll eat
mic.
another cookie then.
I'm gonna eat the mic. Move the mic closer. So you have EJ Lee.
You also have 2.5 hours, just like they did, don't worry.
I need 4.
In the same way that we spent like 45 minutes recounting what should have
Sean,
been a
go
10-minute
smack the
premise.
dickheads who are yelling over there.
It's okay.
Okay.
They may not get picked up. It's fine.
Okay.
EJ, your
Yes.
challenge, which you have chosen to accept, please recount the entire plot of Avengers. That's the one.
Okay,
Infinity War.
how does this start?
Do you want us to jump in? You can give a hand signal.
Alright, I'll let you know. Okay, lead in with Thanos, who is a purple giant, and he's voiced by Josh Brolin. And he's on the ship with Thor and Loki and the rest of Asgard, who have just... We basically pick up exactly where Thor left off,
Except after.
except he's
yeah.
like destroyed everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
I saw the movie too!
Thanos craves your silence.
Okay, so he's basically like about to kill Thor and is like, where's the infinity thing, the box of blue light, where's the box of blue light, Loki? And Loki's like, oh, kill Thor, I don't care. But then he's like, oh, brotherly love, no, I have it right here you go. And then he has another stone for his bracelet thing, and I don't remember what the color, they only did the color things once, so I really missed on what each one of them was. for some of them, but the blue one seemed important, and it was either.
They're all important.
Let them finish.
It was either space or power. Thank you. It was space. Okay, so then he kills Loki. All right, cool. So that's 5th times the charm on that one, and then Thor beams to Earth. Okay. Still hammerless. Doesn't
Do you
he
want
beam
us to correct you if you get shit wrong?
Doesn't he beam to Earth?
I mean, well, Idris Elba does it and then
Yeah,
gets
that's
killed.
fine.
A beaming Thor too.
It was
No, not Thor.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Hulk.
Shit, we're both wrong.
Hulk.
I watched
Sorry.
it 3 days
Hulk.
ago.
Hulk is beamed to Earth. I forgot he was there. He's not being great. So he beams Hulk to Earth. Thor gets. Actually, we cut before we find out what
Yeah.
happens to Thor. That'll come later. Just you wait. All right, we're 20 minutes in, and
To the movie or this podcast.
and then okay, title card. That's where we are right now. Title card.
Sweet.
Here's Earth, and Iron Man is like doing his normal thing with his love, and then Doctor Strange pops out of the sky and is like, "Hi, I'm a dude with a weird beard, and come on over and come to my house, and I'll hang out with you." I did not see Doctor Strange. I don't know what his deal is.
I think you summed it up quite nicely.
He seems to be a wizard.
That's
so
correct.
He calls Tony over to hang out, and it's like, fuck, we have Thanos exists, and here's all of the important things. Here's a bunch of plot that Asian man's gonna explain. He might be a wizard too. Okay. He explains it all in a lot of, basically explains what 6 stones? There's 6 stones, they're all different colors, great. And the beginning of the universe, they all contained power. And then they were split apart, and like 2 or 3 are on Earth. Thanos has 2. Doctor Strange has a green one that controls time. The yellow one is with the robot dude. And then what's the 3rd one on Earth? Is there one?
No.
No. Okay.
No.
There's 2 on Earth. There's other ones other places. So
That will become relevant later.
yeah. So a bunch of guys show up and try to take it from Doctor Strange, and Iron Man and Doctor Strange and the Hulk are like, "Oh fuck, better fight these guys." And then Spider-Man comes along as well. And then they go to space. And you're kind of just like, "Okay, where's this going now?" So Spider-Man and Iron Man are in space with Doctor Strange, and they're on a weird donut ship, and you're just kind of like, "Yeah, okay, we'll go with this then." Also, someone's doing boring stuff. Who's doing boring stuff?
I mean, there's a lot.
Thanos is doing boring stuff, doing Thanos things.
No,
plotting.
we don't go back to Thanos yet.
Oh, god damn it.
Do you want to? Can I tag in? Can I tag in?
Give me a clue.
Give you. It is
Robo dude.
the guy that we don't like.
Oh, dude.
No, it's not Robot Dude yet.
Guy we don't like? That
Yeah.
could be so many people.
Oh, Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, he is with his dudes in a ship. Oh, yeah, and it leads up with like 80s music or something, and you're like, "Oh, these guys." Thor shows up. Well, they find Thor, it's fine. There's a bunch of humor and stuff, and you're kind of just like, "All right, well, fine, Chris Pratt, I guess you're in this movie now." And he's in this movie, and you're just like, "When will this end?" I really don't like those guys. They're so boring.
Do we feel like Chris Pratt has achieved enemy of the show status?
He's fine. He's not like a dick, but like also he is a little bit of a douchebag. So you're just like, "I don't care about you, Chris Pratt."
Have you seen Guardians of the Galaxy?
The first one and not the second one because I thought it was dumb.
Good.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're
Wait, hold
there.
on. Yeah. Yes, Marvel movie fans. We're a podcast that generally doesn't really like Guardians of the Galaxy.
I think Sean's the only exception here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay, Sean. We're allowed to write different
Shay's
things.
also an exception somehow.
Those movies
All
are
right.
trash.
So they're together,
Yeah.
and then Thor and the raccoon and the tree are like, "See ya," and then the other guys,
That's very accurate.
the other guys go hang out with the Collector,
Yep.
try to fight Thanos,
Yep.
who's fake.
He is a fake bitch.
Fake news panel.
It takes wait. No, yeah, he takes Gamora after a thing where she's like, Chris Pratt, you have to kill me or else we'll all die. Ah! And then he's like, tries kind of, but also fails. And then she's taken to the Soul Planet, and they meet Red Voldemort, and you're just like,
Whoa!
What is
You've
happening
jumped
right
ahead.
now?
You've jumped some stuff.
so many things happen, and I just don't even care about them. You don't see Iron Man for like this whole time. Oh, but back on Earth, you're like, oh, Captain America, hey, because the Hulk calls them on a burner phone, and then
Needs those Hulk drugs.
yeah.
Captain America's got the stash.
And then they show up to Wakanda with right?
I mean,
No, you've skipped the Vision part.
yeah, in Edinburgh.
Oh fuck, okay. Vision and
Scarlet Witch.
the Olsen sister.
Lindsay
Scarlet
Lohan.
Witch.
Mary Jane Watson.
Yeah.
And Paul Bettany.
They are like in love and then are attacked, and Captain America and Falcon and Black Widow show up, and they're like, "What's up? We haven't seen you guys in a while. Let's all catch up, and it's gonna be awkward."
Can I say 2-year time skip? Everyone
Oh,
made a lot
yeah.
of points to say, it's been 2 years since
Yeah.
the events of Civil
We
War.
got it.
And I'm like, fucking, how many movies happened between Civil War and now?
A lot, apparently.
Like,
Yeah.
Thor Ragnarok, Spider-Man,
Black Panther.
Black Panther.
Guardians of the Galaxy 2,
Oh.
Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange was, wasn't it? Christ, it has been a while.
I think that's it.
Well, Doctor Strange was technically a prequel, because, like,
Wasn't
I
Civil
don't
War?
know.
No, Captain. Oh yeah.
no, that's
the
what I
one
mean,
we're
since
talking about.
yeah, sorry, yeah.
Okay, they go to New York, and then they go to Wakanda because they want to take the chip out of Vision's head without killing him, even though he's a robot. And you just gotta back up that data. It's like ridiculous. So they go to Wakanda, and they try to take the chip out, and then you finally get to have, like, an hour after they get on a spaceship, you're like, okay, back to Tony and Spider-Man and Doctor Strange, who has a bunch of needles pointed at him. And they fight the dude with the needles by referencing aliens, which is actually, like, the best part of the film. And then, because you're kind of just like, I wish I was watching Aliens.
Oh, that's the
got-
Casablanca
it's got-
rule,
it
though.
had that.
Yeah.
So they do that, and then they land on a world, and then they meet the Guardians of the Galaxy crew, and then
Then you got a Red Skull Voldemort.
then you see Voldemort, and then
I mean, also Nebula gets reintroduced. And it's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
oh, emotional blackmail, your sister, she's a robot, look at her being stretched.
yeah, okay, so
The amount
Thanos.
of money it took for Disney to buy Harry Potter to get.
No, seriously,
Voldemort.
like he looks just like Voldemort from movie 1 when he's all swoopy in the forest, and then he looks like fucking Voldemort but red. It's weird.
It's accurate.
Anyway, Thanos
We are
throws
talking
his
about
daughter
Red
off
Skull.
a cliff.
Yeah, Red
Yeah,
Skull.
yeah,
Yeah.
cool.
Thanos throws his daughter off a cliff, and you don't give a shit for this guy, cause like there is zero emotional stakes in this for him.
Wait,
I-
Thanos or...
Yeah, I didn't give a fuck about his crying. I was like, just don't do it. Like that's an option for you. Just don't do it.
You gotta balance the universe, CJ.
Oh
Go
my
balance
god,
the universe.
there were zero stakes for this. So he throws her off a cliff, gets the stone, and he cries about it because he lost his only daughter, kind of.
Apart from that
Except
other one that he
the one
doesn't
that
like.
he built. And then all of the Tony, Spider-Man, and the Guardians find him.
And Doctor Strange.
And Doctor Strange. They fight him and shit, and then he stabs Tony, and Doctor Strange is like, oh, I looked into 14 million futures, and we only win in one. And then he gives him the stone, so you're kind of like, okay, so you kind of know that we only win because you give him the stone, but then every half the universe has to die? Okay, sure, we'll go with that. So Tony lives, the dude gets all the things, and then he goes to Wakanda, where there's a bunch of weird-ass animals crawling through the force field.
You zoned out a bit by this
Fine.
point.
I was like, yeah, no, okay, cool. Do that thing. That was the best part, the war part, when they were doing like a bunch of battle shit. I was just like, yeah, sure, okay, cool. I can look at
The
this for
Black
a while.
Panther pod was the best
Yeah,
part of
shocker.
the Marvel
Yeah.
film.
And so they do that. They just fight all those dudes, and everyone's kind of reintroduced on Earth, and everyone's fighting together. And the Hulk is still not becoming the Hulk. That's kind of an emotional plot point that we don't really address.
Hulk says no.
Yeah, Hulk decides not to come out, and that will probably be a big thing in the next film. But then Thanos comes and turns back time in order to get the stone out of Vision's head, gets all the stones, snaps his fingers, and everyone dies, except for like a few people. Who lives? Tony.
All the shit ones.
What?
Tony.
Iron Man's alive.
Shit.
Captain America.
Like,
Captain
the
America.
OG Avengers.
Yeah, Captain America,
all the-
Black
Thor.
Widow, Thor, fucking War Machine,
Oh yeah.
and somewhere. Oh yeah, Hulk is still there as well.
Yeah.
And then
OG Avengers.
Okoye still makes it, but it's like 50% of the universe.
Yeah, 50% of the whole universe dies. And you really need to question that because you do know that everyone is still signed on to more movies. So you're kind of like,
No, well, we know that. Wow, we'll get to that in a minute.
yeah. Tom Holland is still signed on for more movies.
Yeah.
Probably Chris Evans.
Do you want to do the post credits thing and then we'll get into discussion?
Okay, post credits thing. Girl from How I Met Your Mother gets whisked away, and then also Samuel L. Jackson, which is tragic, and then he fucking pages Captain what's your
Captain
name?
Marvel.
Captain Marvel.
Brie Larson.
If you like are a fan and know what that shield is, yeah.
And that's the plot.
And that's the whole plot, and you're just kind of like, oh my god, there's so much going on, but also half of it is Thanos, and I don't care.
So,
How are we into
I have a question. I have a question for you. About the ending. Who was surprised by the ending where it ends with 50% of the universe being killed?
I was only surprised because you convinced me that they wouldn't go there.
How did I convince you that they wouldn't
Because
go
you
there?
were like, oh, they won't actually do the whole comic book route. They'll take the different route because it would be complicated to explain killing the universe. And also, I was like, well, everyone's still signed on to
Yeah,
contracts.
I was like-
that was literally
Yeah, I was
the
like,
only thing.
they're not killing Black Panther. That is a.
Yeah,
That's got
that's,
money.
That's way too much money.
Our boy
to kill him.
Chadwick Boseman is getting himself a sequel.
Also,
Yeah.
imagine being like, finally diversity. No, God.
Yeah,
Everyone
that's
would
why
be like
in the battle it was like, there's no stakes here. They'll never kill this dude. He's too cool.
He is really cool. I mean, the thing is, I'm sorry if I accepted you with the idea that I thought they wouldn't do it. When I was watching, I was like, yeah, they're totally going to end on the universe killing thing. Yeah, that's where this is going because it's like that's what happens in. It's one of the big iconic moments of Infinity War, and everyone's like, oh shit.
How do they come back from that?
Well, you have the gauntlet that can control time, space, and
time.
reality.
Oh,
it can
come
the gauntlet can do
on.
fucking anything. It literally makes you God. You can do whatever you want. So
Alright.
They did put a lot of red herrings up leading up to it. It's just sort of like, oh, maybe it won't happen. Maybe it'll be fine. Maybe they will. Thanos will die. And won't have the glove, sort of thing.
yeah, they did a good fake out with the like, and then we destroyed an Infinity Stone. I'm like, man's just gave him the time stone.
Yeah.
Fucking shit.
People kept making bad decisions.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
So many bad
So,
decisions.
who would Che? You were leaning in with like you had a go for it.
Well, I was like, yeah, they make bad decisions, but it was kind of made sense in terms of the theme of the film and the central question of the film of like, here's Thanos going, utilitarian solution to the world is to kill everyone, and everyone else is like, no, you don't trade lives.
Maybe not.
No, I'll give you a stone because I don't want you to kill this person because we don't trade lives. That's the whole thing. And then, so that was kind of.
But isn't it trading lives because you're trading the lives of half the universe for this dude? Like you traded if
But
Doctor
that's
Strange.
Thanos' argument of being like, oh, I'm killing everyone so everyone else is fine.
Yeah, but if Doctor Strange hadn't given him the, I know all
Yeah,
of
but
the.
Doctor Strange does know.
Yeah,
that.
I know.
Yeah.
But that aside, say he didn't know.
Yeah.
Everyone else kept doing that anyway. He gave him the stone to not trade lives, but he did trade half the universe for Tony.
Because he knows that Tony's important.
Yeah, sure.
He's
but
the
like,
locus around which all of this turns.
Still,
I mean, if that
Yeah,
was...
but that's it,
it's the
like,
same concept,
it's the
right?
idea of like, yeah, but that's Thanos' question. It's like you don't do it and you hope that everything turns out okay. If you just like keep preventing people dying, that's
Yeah.
Thanos' like thing. He's
His
like,
whole thing?
Don't do that.
Yeah.
He's all like, nah. I mean, I mean, the thing is, with Tony is going to be a big player. I mean, Thanos may as well have said the words, "We're not so different, you and I," when they were having their like fighty fight bit, and they were just all like, "Oh, maybe Tony's gonna get the glove in the next movie." That would be a thing. Wait.
Yeah.
All right, so I just want to try and gauge people's general reactions. Like, who liked this movie?
I did.
I liked some bits of it.
Yeah?
For sure.
Yeah, bits.
Bits?
I like the bits where Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah.
So like
Same.
maybe about 2 minutes of the movie.
I know, right?
She's got to fill in her eyebrows, but otherwise I'm great.
I admired the movie.
Yes.
It was impressive.
Did
I
they
didn't
realize
like it, but I admired it.
if they had shut up during that fight in like Wakanda, those monsters would not have seen them and wouldn't have attacked them because they're the exact same monsters from A Quiet Place.
Similar kind of design.
Yeah.
Exactly the
Like,
same.
you can't get, M'Baku's got to do his "Uludor," and everyone's like, "Ah!" You got to do that, Otherwise, how's everyone going to get in a fighting mood? Sean, you like this movie?
Yeah, for me, it was like it's not so much a film. It does fit into that sort of summer blockbuster. It's a film of just moments, really most of the time. Like the story is very simple. Bad guy wants stones to destroy half of humanity. Good guys try to stop him.
It was like 20, like a lot of 20-minute movies just like stuck together.
I did get the vague sense that I was marathoning a series
Yeah.
while I was watching this, and I was just like, "Oh, we're back to the Thor plot line. Oh, cool."
Back on the ranch. How many ranches does this movie have? They've got a whole.
We got a whole
country
cattle farm full of ranches. I think if we get, I'll try and do positives first. I think before we get into like me being like, well, I thought that credit to Josh Brolin, he did a good job. I think he was because Thanos is a character that I'm a bit like, ooh. Because the whole thing, he's meant to be the best bad guy. He's the strongest. He's got all the powers. He's like the cleverest and the strongest and the greatest. He can control his molecular structure. He can read your mind. He can stronger than the Hulk. He's got more powers than like the fucking Silver Surfer and shit.
And he's got like this like really solid like this is the thing I've set out to do.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna fucking do it.
Does he read minds?
Yeah, in the comics he does.
Oh,
He's like
okay.
as powerful as Professor Xavier in the mind department. He's like fucking Swiss Army knife with tits.
Yeah.
Like fucking of villains,
Yeah.
But the problem is that like trying to make Thanos like relatable is always difficult because you're like, but he's the best villain. Why would he ever like lose or be interesting? And in the comics, he's all like, his whole this whole balance thing is new, but it makes sense. And I'm like, all right, that's actually a better reason that he's all like, yeah, utilitarianism, like you said. But
Yeah.
in the comics, he's like, I want to fuck death. In Marvel comics,
yeah.
Death is a hot lady, and I want to get all up in her lady bones because
Yeah.
she's a skeleton hot lady. Like she's a skeleton lady with tits.
Yeah, that would have been a tough sell for Disney.
Would have been great. For a brief bit after when he did the whole ka-chow thing and he went and had his little spirit quest with Tiny Gamora, I thought I was like, oh, is it gonna be Death? And he'll be like, I've finally done it, my lady. Will you date me? And she'll be like, no. And he'll be like, forever be a virgin. That's like Thanos' whole deal in the comics. But I think Brolin did a good job, like portraying a guy who's like, there's a lot of people going around saying, man, I really understand Thanos. You don't understand.
Jesus Christ.
You don't understand, but I believed in his motivation, which is a different thing.
I kind of believed in his motivation conceptually.
Yeah.
But there wasn't enough reason for him to why did he care that much?
Because someone's got to save the universe, CJ.
I guess so.
He's a hero in his own eyes.
Yeah, which is, fine. And I'm like, yeah, all right. I felt like not enough Chris Evans.
Always.
I like his Captain America. His Captain America is fun and charming, whereas all he kind of did was hang around with a beard and punch things. You
You can definitely tell the people who sort of fought into the story a lot later on, especially with Black Panther. I don't think Marvel and Disney really expected Black Panther to be as popular as it has been, and it's that thing of they're very underutilized in this film.
Maybe they're going to get a bigger part. Well, actually, Black Panther won't.
Yeah.
Oh!
Yeah.
Racy.
Was it shot before or after?
Way before.
Would have been way after.
Okay. I wrote notes.
Oh,
You wrote
wait,
notes?
Which did you mean?
Black Panther.
Oh yeah, sorry, way after. I thought you meant the other film.
Though I think there may have been some crossover in tandem. I think they may have done some shooting.
Peter Dinklage.
Yeah.
They're like,
Big Peter Dinklage.
they're like, okay, Peter, you're gonna be a dwarf. He's like, no. And they're like, but we're gonna CGI you so you're fucking big. He's like, sign me up.
I'm on board with this. Because he was in the
yeah, he was
X-Men
in
films.
X-Men.
he was in
yeah.
X-Men, and he was Oliver Trask.
He's doing a whole Chris Evans thing where he gets to be 2 Marvel characters.
I'm really hoping, because I don't know if they said who the villain is for the new Wonder Woman, but in Marvel, hey, do you want a freebie?
Wonder Woman.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's Kristen Wiig.
Kristen Wiig cheater.
Oh, she cheated.
Listen to Wiggin.
What do you mean?
No,
That's-
I mean, I know,
We're
I
gonna have
know.
the best podcast ever.
I know, but I
You
mean,
should have us on
Did
your
you know
podcast.
Kirsten Wiig now has a podcast?
you're literally on my podcast right now.
Did
Are
you
we
know
though?
Kirsten Wiig has a podcast?
Are we?
Kristen Wiig.
Kristen Wiig. I can't pronounce
Kristen.
words.
Okay,
Kristen.
wait. What is she has? She has a
Mrs.
podcast?
Wiig.
Are you sure?
Ms.
Yeah.
Wiig.
Ms. Wiig.
What is it?
It's got the other
We'll do
girl
this
from
next
Arrested.
We'll do this later.
I was gonna say because he should totally be in a Wonder Woman movie and play Dr. Psycho. Because Dr. Psycho's a fucking great fun character and he'd be great at it.
Wonder
And then
Woman.
he'd be in
Which
all
one
3.
Wonder Woman 3.
Okay,
Yeah.
alright. Marvel, do it. No, DC, shit. Damn it.
Wait a few years in the pitch then.
Okay, I'll try.
He'll be done with Game of Thrones by then.
Yeah, well, it's last season comes out. They're all done, aren't they? You can just fuck off with that. Anyway, Sean, there's a lot of this movie to cover.
Yes.
What did you like?
Can't pinpoint something.
What did I like? What did Sean Nabra like?
It was for me. It was just enjoyable. Like I said about like jumping from moment to moment, and like I felt it did a nice job. Sort of, for me, it did a nice job pacing itself. Like it's like I do not envy like the writers or the editor of this film. Like to try and fit everything in 3 different like branching storylines, fitting it all in so it like goes so perfectly, and that is a chaos to try and sort out. You know, so like I just enjoyed the sort of flow of it. Like, you know, the film's 2 hours 40. Like for me, it never felt that long.
Yeah, I don't think it drags. I don't think it dragged. I was a bit
Yeah.
bored at
I do
points,
like
but I
the idea
didn't
that
drag.
maybe in
Yeah,
the writers room they're like, how do we balance everything in this thing? How do we balance? And then they're like, balance. That's it. We've got it.
How
They
coked
have
up
their
was
own
this
opinions
writer?
on
Just
it,
like,
basically.
oh my god, guys, what if he just wants to make universe even? That's what we're doing! I did see a thing on Twitter where someone had pointed out saying like, oh man, a lot of reviewers are complaining that there were too many characters, and but saying that Thanos was unconvincing. Yet his whole reason was to try and make there be less characters for you to follow. A thing I thought was good. There was that little scene where Chris Hemsworth got to do some really good acting.
Yes. I wanted to talk about
Yeah. Please do.
Which
So-
one? I feel like there were several.
Oh, when he's like in the ship
Yeah.
with Rocket
Oh,
Raccoon.
yeah.
And Raccoon's like, hey, let's talk, I'm gonna talk to you. And what was great about it was that like Thor's like crying pretty much,
I knew
but
you
is like happy face, like I'm in a Marvel film, I'm always upbeat, but there's emotional stakes here that I'm crying.
Yeah.
But I'm in a Marvel film, this is the fun, this is what a Marvel
I don't think it had anything to do with the Marvel
No,
film.
but I mean like
it
in
was
terms of like the conflict of like what a Marvel film is tonally, and like
genocide.
and then there's like actual genocide, and I feel like he did that balance of these two like different tonal words
No.
really
he
well.
did that better than anyone. In
Yeah,
terms
I
of,
think-
like
Yeah.
humor versus incredible pain, like nailed.
He did
Well,
it.
Spider-Man was really good with that too, but
Yeah.
He did.
was
Well,
great.
Tom Holland did that very well in Homecoming as well.
Yeah,
we
he
remember.
nailed it.
Please check our previous episode. We referenced the bit where he's all like, "Oh fuck, I'm gonna die," and it was like, "Oh fuck, this is suddenly really real."
same thing happened in this film.
Yeah. Racer, you were about to say something. No? Okay, it was a lie.
I was gonna say the visual effects were a bit shit.
What?
What?
Like some.
Like just not like the fucking motion capture guys were. A couple of them were.
Oh, what the
Mostly Vision.
oh,
Mostly Vision.
poor Bentley. He's,
Wait, is that motion capture? I thought that was makeup.
No, yeah, a large majority of that is like makeup and costume.
Yeah,
No.
but some of the parts that weren't were a bit. But also they went through a lot of visual effects companies. I feel sorry for whoever was on payroll.
Oh boy.
There was, those credits were half the movie.
Tweet at them and offer your services.
hey, you need an accountant? Hey. I also think props need to be appropriately served towards. Fuck, who is it? My boy.
Oh my God.
My favorite, like, because I've made no secret of it on previous things that conceptually, Doctor Strange is probably my favorite Marvel guy.
I liked him too.
Doctor Strange is great. He's a fucking crazy wizard guy who is like way above everyone else. He's like, I have to defend all of reality from weird magical alien bollocks. It's
Also,
crazy.
Props to makeup. Who actually like the scars on his made sure he had the scars on his
Yeah,
hair.
he did. It was good.
Yeah.
And I liked that he got a big thing of being like, I don't give a shit about any of this. I'm going to look into the future. Then he has a cool fight with Thanos, and I was like, yeah, Doctor Strange, he grew loads of arms. When he grew loads of arms, I was like, now we're getting into
Did
the
anyone
weird
else
shit.
not see Doctor Strange?
I saw
Anyone else saw
Doctor
Doctor Strange? Okay.
I watched it in
I saw it.
Danish cinema.
I did not understand what was going on with him, but I was kind of on board.
He's like a wizard, literally.
Like, yeah, they
Yeah.
kind of said that.
Yeah.
I think it's something like I'm not a fan of the Doctor Strange film. Like,
That's
I think
okay.
like especially in the past couple of years, my least favourites. Like,
Really? I think it's like, I mean, I like I said, I'm a huge fucking mark for Doctor Strange. I'm like, where's Doctor Strange?
I liked it. I liked the Doctor Strange movie. Yeah.
I wish it had been weirder. I
But,
want it to
like,
be really
That's the
fucking
thing with,
weird.
like,
Like
in
Benedict
Doctor
Cumberbatch
Strange.
annoys me, but yeah.
Yeah, like his accent's all over the
Yeah,
shop in that
fuck
film.
that.
But like, you know, what I really liked about the Doctor Strange film, well, the only bit is the thing where he gets thrown into like 700 dimensions.
Yeah.
Early on, like that bit, very visually cool. But I
want the
didn't
whole
care
movie.
about-
I want the Doctor Strange 2 when it comes out. I want that to basically be the whole film where it's like, I'm on some weird, trippy spirit quest. Narrative? What narrative?
Wait, he just got blown away into the wind.
Yeah, he'll be back. It's fine.
Oh,
Yeah.
does anyone know the schedule of Marvel movies coming
No, I
out?
looked at
Oh, Sean. Of course,
Thank you,
Sean.
Sean.
I know.
The treasurer. The treasurer.
Yeah.
You've never announced anyone.
Oh, fuck. Damn it. We were going to do a thing.
That's
Do it
okay.
on.
Yeah, we'll get on the
Continue.
next
Yes. So the next film is Ant-Man and the Wasp, which is out in.
Yeah, why
it should be August, but I'm seeing posted that say July.
Why
So
wasn't Paul Rudd in this?
Because he's
Because
off,
he's
he's
in
on
Ant-Man.
house
he's off having fun, like, low stakes adventures
They
with
said
his science
that.
Yeah,
changing
they said
friends.
like
Oh.
him and Hawkeye made a deal to be kept under house arrest so that they're still with their families.
Oh shit, yeah.
So,
Okay.
Yeah,
so
I thought
Ant-Man.
Ant-Man's next. And then in March next year we've got Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel.
Okay.
And then May next year, Avengers.
Okay. What about after that?
That's all over. Like it's like Spider-Man, Guardians 3. I think another Black Panther film. and
I've heard
that's-
Doctor Strange 2 is confirmed.
Yeah, that's a sort.
Yeah.
So they're all.
But
spinning
Okay,
no
out.
so they're
Black
already
Widow
confirming
movie.
that no one's really dead.
Yeah, of course.
Oh,
Well,
yeah,
there's
yeah,
some
no
people who could be really dead.
Chris Evans has said he's quitting. He won't be Captain America because he wants to stop being an actor full stop and go
Nice.
be a director.
Loki
Sick.
seems pretty dead.
Loki does seem dead. Yeah.
Vision, I hope. Well, he seems pretty dead.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, of the blown away people.
Well, here's the thing. I want it just as I said at the start. It's like
Gamora seems pretty dead.
with the Infinity
Yeah.
Gauntlet in play, all bets are off. Anyone can come back. You know.
But like,
Bring back.
Yeah.
you gotta kill
Gamora.
someone, guys.
You gotta
Someone.
kill
I mean, they did kill
Except for
people,
Miles.
but
Yeah.
like people who matter.
I imagine
That's the
Heimdall's
thing-
not going to come back
No.
for Idris Elba.
Yeah.
No, but the thing, like nitpick I have for this film is like the bit where Iron Man gets stabbed. And like I remember watching it the first time, and it was just like, they're gonna do this, they're gonna do this. I'm being naive,
Yeah.
think they're gonna kill Iron Man, they're gonna do this, and they couldn't fucking follow through. And it's just like,
Well,
for once, follow through with a Death Marvel.
he has to be an Infinity more. Like, you
Yeah.
know, that's his whole
I
thing.
feel like Robert Downey Jr. like wanted to get out of.
Yeah.
But then he realized like, oh, this is something more than just like a franchise. This is much bigger than that. I'm staying in this because this is huge.
Well,
this
the-
is different from just a regular franchise.
This leads on to the question I was going to put to the panel. Prior to this, seeing all the buzz about this, and it's had the biggest opening weekend both in the US and worldwide of anything ever. I've seen lots of people on Twitter and in various internet spaces being like, "I've watched no Marvel movies, but I'm gonna go see Infinity War."
Okay, I heard that too. And what are they watching?
They just say, "Oh, comic movies," but there's something about this one.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what they've done with the marketing specifically that's managed to get it to stick in people's brains. Like, no, this is the one.
I think.
I feel like
a little
this-
nostalgia. I don't know.
Got with nostalgia. I mean, but
No,
the
it's
thing I
not-
want to put to
Nostalgia's
you,
the wrong word,
the
yeah.
thing I want to put to you guys is like, in terms of because Black Panther was a cultural event, but it was a surprise cultural event in a sense because it was all like, oh hey,
A
suddenly
surprise to only half the
yeah,
population.
to the white people being like, wow,
Yeah.
boy, who'd have thought? But this seems like a planned, executed, and played for cultural moment
Yeah.
What do you think is going to be the after effect of this cultural moment? Because when Avengers 1 happened and was a cultural moment, we suddenly got everyone trying to do a cinematic universe. Rest in peace, the Dark Universe. I wish it could have been. I wish it could have been.
Days since Dark Universe reference.
Reset the clock.
That clock.
Oh yeah, but like, no, people now know better that you can't just wheel out a cinematic universe and expect it to work. So what does this mean in terms of what it's going to do for the future of like summer blockbustery movies?
Honestly, people are still trying to do this. Like, Sherlock Gnomes is part of the same cinematic universe as Romeo and Juliet.
Oh God, I actually thought that might be the case.
It's true.
Oh,
It's still
Jesus.
happening.
But what about Bill and Ben, the Flower Pot Men? Are they not the same universe?
No.
I mean,
Damn it.
if they no, I got.
But like the
yeah.
only one still going is like maybe the Godzilla and King Kong
Oh yeah, the
cinematic universe.
Oh, yeah.
That's still got stuff going on.
the giant
yeah.
monsters kaiju verse.
Still got some steam
Are
in
they
it.
linking
in
with
terms of a
Pacific
universe?
Rim?
No.
No, is that not a thing? Okay,
no.
cool.
What they need to do is they need to make a good Godzilla movie, good Godzilla 2014. You would fucking shit, but be more like Kong Skull Island. That movie was great fun.
That movie was fucking great.
Oh man.
We need to do a podcast on that.
Oh, I happily
So I
watch that
still
movie
haven't
again.
seen it.
Oh, it's
We
great.
didn't
No,
talk about it for
I'm-
months that we need to
I'm
do it.
absolutely petrified of gorillas, and I'm not.
You'll love this movie.
That's, you can sit that out if you want. It's not mandatory
that's
I will be
attendance.
vomiting into a bucket.
Oh wow. So we've talked for a wee bit. I'm going to start to usher us towards our final thoughts. Let's go with EJ. Your final thoughts on Avengers: Infinity War.
I want to say that Morton hyped this for me.
Really?
And I will never forgive him for that, and I will have retribution.
Oh,
No.
dang!
I feel like I've done enough to
I feel-
Morton.
You've done a lot
I
to
feel
Morton.
like Morton's
Done a lot.
breakdown is satisfactory enough. I love them so much.
Indeed, Morton, if you're listening, which I know you won't, but it was EJ all along. And Shay.
Shay helped too.
Shay, you helped
Yes.
too.
We'd
Racy,
been planning that since
your
then.
final thoughts.
I still want a Black Widow movie.
Same.
I can't believe.
They
They've been
have hired a
talking,
writer.
I.
Oh.
So,
That actually raises a question.
Not
Sorry.
just Whedon.
Is it still true now that like they can't have women fight men in movies because they never fought the villain woman? Only fought the
true.
Well,
hero
like Scarlet
women.
Witch shot lasers at Thanos.
Not hand-to-hand combat though.
Gamora stabbed Thanos in the
Yeah,
neck.
but like Thanos didn't like.
That's
still,
Gamora
like,
just
It's like the
didn't-
prolonged-
no man punching ladies.
Prolonged hand-to-hand combat
That
was
could be-
not
oh, yeah.
mixed gendered.
That's actually a really good point. I'm trying to think.
What the hell is up with that?
What about Thor didn't even punch Hela in the last movie. He just lightninged her, and that's
Yeah.
fine. What? Well, I guess like you don't want to sort of promote like punch ladies, you know.
Yeah, but they didn't let. I don't know. Just they're fucking villains.
Yeah, it's a heel turn. You know, you want to see heels do bad things, and you're like, no, Thanos, we don't want to relate to you. And then he threw his daughter off a cliff, and everyone was like, well, he seems like an ass.
Reminds
Apparently,
me of
some of
people.
the internet think, oh yeah.
I really get it. You know, he just wants
my
to.
door off a cliff too.
I mean, if you could throw your door off a
Genocide.
cliff,
I'm on board.
50% of the universe. Ka-chow! Shay,
Final thoughts.
final thoughts.
I thought, like I said, theme. I thought the theme fit in with the conflict of every conflict of the scene related back to the theme. That was good. Like Sean said, momentum was kept up. It was well balanced. But it was 2.5 hours long. It didn't feel like a film. It feels like something else. Is that a good
Binge-watching
thing?
TV?
Probably, yeah. Someone take over. I don't know.
It's like as Netflix get more and more money, I imagine this kind of storytelling is going to become more common because Netflix can be like, fuck it, you've seen all of this. Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sean,
so I thoroughly enjoyed this. Like
for a
it's
second viewing for you, right?
Yeah, second viewing. Still enjoyed it.
I didn't
as
even
well.
do that.
You know, it's the first Marvel film for me since probably Guardians, where I haven't just reviewed the film as it's fine. You know, and that's been my problem with Marvel films over the past couple of years, because they've just been stagnant, same formula, and nothing really changing.
You didn't like Thor Ragnarok?
I thought it was. I thought it was fine.
Thor Ragnarok did a lot of stuff with tone, but its pacing was just really bad. I think it was just get to literally any point. I was like, no, it's funny, and I'm like, that's not a means to an end. I mean, I'm sorry, Taika Waititi, I like you, but also.
Fair enough.
I'm already thinking about what they're going to do for the next film. I'm already looking up theories about certain stuff.
I can point you at some comics if you want.
Yeah, because, you know,
if you want to read ahead.
I've already seen some set leaks from the next Avengers and that as well, so I'm starting to gather an idea as well, and yeah, I'm very excited for the next film. I'm excited to see what they're going to do, because also the next film, Captain Marvel.
Yeah, who's Captain Marvel and what is her powers?
Oh,
I know it's Brie Larson,
So,
but tell me who she actually is.
Okay, right, so
Christ,
so Captain Marvel's whole deal is she's a lady who was genetically spliced with a Kree super soldier, so she's part alien, but she also has a largely unexplained, to my knowledge, subset of powers called binary form. She can manipulate and absorb vast amounts of cosmic energy. I think the kind of way that they're going to be doing it is that Captain Marvel ended up being Guardian, space-based, I fight the aliens who try to come to Earth kind of lady.
Oh.
She's super strong, she can fly, she can shoot lasers, she's blonde and sometimes has a mohawk. If Brie Larson has a mohawk, I will be very pleased, because it's the best look for her. That's basically the deal.
So she's gonna be the key in terms of
they've
energy.
announced that Captain Marvel is going to be the most powerful Avenger ever.
What, stronger than Thor?
Yeah.
Spliced with Kree soldiers that like the Thanos alien people.
No, that was the Chitauri.
It's the blue ones.
Yeah, the
right?
Kree are the blue guys.
Which we haven't heard from in a while.
None of you watch
Ronan
Agents
from-
of
Yeah,
Ronan
this
was
is
Kree.
Shield territory.
Yeah, also Guardians of the
two
Galaxy
seasons,
1,
so-
Ronan was a Kree.
And also Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. If
Yes.
anybody's watched it as religiously as I
How many
have.
people does it take to recap what's happening in Marvel?
I'm still reading
Several.
an article. I haven't finished an article that started at the beginning.
But they've said she's going to be the strongest.
Yeah,
That's
Kevin
cool.
Feige has confirmed that she'll be
But
the
can
most
we have
powerful
Miss
Avenger.
Marvel? 'Cause-
Oh, Miss Marvel, Kamala Khan.
Yeah. I like
Dude.
her.
Who the fuck is this now?
So Ms. Marvel was a character that was created recently called Kamala Khan. She is a shapeshifter who really idolized Captain Marvel. She's also a teenage Muslim girl from New Jersey.
Sick.
So they're doing some really interesting storytelling stuff with her.
And now
Jesus Christ,
explain
greenlight that movie.
the Watchers.
The Watchers. Oh, right. So the Watchers are a race of giant.
Making stuff up now.
No, the Watchers.
No,
the Watchers are a giant race of immortal, man, baby, bald people whose
Yeah.
whole deal.
Fucking what?
Whose whole
They
deal
make a
is.
cameo in Volume 2.
Yeah.
Guardians.
Oh,
and
yeah,
then,
yeah,
and then
yeah.
everybody's like, oh, Stan Lee's one of the guys who
Yeah.
talks to the Watchers.
And now explain the Silver Surfer.
Oh, Silver Surfer.
Oh my god.
So, alright, so the Silver Surfer was a dude called Norrin Rad from a planet called Zen-La, and then this big purple fucking aspect of the universe God-man who eats planets, Galactus, rocked up. It's like, bitch, I'ma eat your planet. And Norrin was all like, hey, why don't I, become like your boy, your herald, if you will, and I'll lead you to planets that you can eat that don't have life on them. And Galactus was like, yeah, okay, and turned him into the Silver Surfer, who's like the surfer of the cosmic spaceways.
And now explain Dr. Octopus.
Dr. Octopus is a... We've seen Spider-Man 2. We've seen Spider-Man 2.
Can we just have a podcast of you explaining...
I was saying how long I could do that.
explaining things.
Yeah, I just want a
see.
podcast of you explaining comic stuff that you
Shay comes up with a thing and EJ has to decide whether it's real or fake. and then I have to explain
That
it.
should be a new segment.
Real or fake. So for my final thoughts, it was okay. I don't really have much to say, to be honest. It was fine. It was another Marvel movie, but more. I'm honestly not sure what's next for us, because it's all been leading up to this, guys.
What?
I'm trying to do a thing like, it's all been leading up to this,
God.
Infinity War.
I
And
like
now...
that they put 10 in the Marvel thingy at the beginning. It's like,
Oh,
it's been 10 years.
10 fucking years of Marvel.
Every day.
Oh boy,
Every-
get those sheep. We're gonna watch the Marvel film.
I hear that Thor's come out down here in Welsh. Ah, this ending's a train wreck. Join us next week for a film. That's all we have. Goodbye.